Hello, my name is Mordred Viking, and I'd like to welcome you to episode 14 of this Let's Play Victoria 2. This is the March of the Vikings, and we are Nytungvik. In the last episode, we have been growing our economy. We switched to reactionary for a time in order to assume direct control, and basically just try and solve some of the problems that we're having in the factories. I think we've done most of that, and our people are definitely becoming better off. Our economy has recovered a whole bunch. We've got education up to the levels that I wanted them to be. So generally, most things are looking pretty solid right now. And I'm basically just waiting for elections and things to see what happens, because I kind of suspect that we may well switch socialist for a time. And I would not be averse to this. So I know the Liberals are growing in strength again. And also the fascists have arrived, but there isn't that much revanchism going on in the nation. So I don't think they're going to have any chance to really do anything. The other thing that we are waiting for is for our infamy to reduce, because I think we're going to need it to be at like 3 before we can go after Wu. So that's probably what we'll do. All labourers in Yuzu lose 1 militancy, or they become +1 militant for the rest of the game, but we get more mining stuff. Mine more stuff. Please. Pretty please. With a cherry on top. Okay, next up. We can reduce your taxes even further, I think. Supply limits increased. Mobilisation impact has decreased. Good. Right, next up. Electricity, I think. Because we want to have the electric gear factories and the telephone factories and generally enter the modern age. Then after that, I think we'll probably go for more of the military things. All pops that are conservative become more militant. And we get prestige. Huzzah! Because conservatism is dying, frankly, in our nation. Oh, wow. Hi, Shu. Welcome to the international stage, and here we go, election. And I think I am going to be encouraging socialism at this point. 1, I'd quite like to see the socialist flag, and 2, I want to take a more direct control because my capitalists are not doing enough and we have a lot of unemployment. And it will give them a chance to improve their own wealth too, honestly. So let's beef up taxes up to 50% again, so that we can earn some surplus money. Military and defence debated in the local election. I mean, we only want to be... actually, do we want to be communist or do we want to be socialist? Is a good question. Let's take a look at the politics differences. So, the socialists... Socialists are free trade. State capitalism rather than planned economy. Under a state capitalism, can investors... No. Capitalists can still build stuff, can they? No. State capitalism... Capitalists can build and open factories, yes. In a planned economy, they cannot. So for that reason alone, we don't want to be communist. We want to be socialist. The only problem is they're anti-military. But that's fine. I mean, we can make them pro-military, but anti-everything else, if that makes sense. So soldiers... I think I'm going to go with 15% more in favour of pro-military. I'm not going to push that one too hard, though. Gas lights. Ooh, that was factory throughput. Another major uprising. And we want this election to be legit. We don't just want to let people take over, right? What faction are these? These are the communists. For this, I'm going to be raising my military. And we will take loans if we need to. There are a lot of them. Once we've defeated them, then of course things will be fine. You have not attacked Hong Kong. Good. You have taken a few states, though. But nowhere near enough. Right, state capitalism or socialism, right? Yes. So we want arguments in favour of state capitalism. Okay. So we're fighting off the communist threat. I think we've just about done that. Let's reduce the national stockpile down to 30% once again. And I'm going to wait until we can actually raise taxes before we repay this. So yes, interest is high, but it should be fine. Mordgard's calling me in. Conquest of India again. Once again, it's just India, though. So I don't think I really need to do anything particularly special about this. I mean, Siam's the one doing most of the damage there. War policy debated again. We want to be... pro-military. I know that's not the right way. I'm waiting for more of the economic stuff to come up. Tensions in Guangxi? No, it's ours, clearly. We can take up to 2.7 million in debt, so... we have a long way yet. We're fine. Liberals won. The fascists gained quite a lot of ground. The socialist conservatives didn't do well. The anarcho-liberals lost the most. Socialists got 19% of the vote. The liberals got 34%. So we're still a very liberal society. Okay, in that case, we'll continue as we have been going. How is education looking? 2.05. So we are losing slightly. Let's go up to 65 with you. Let's go up to 30% with you. No, we'll go up to... screw it. You can pay your way now. We'll start repaying this. Once that's repaid, then I can reduce the amount of tax you're paying. Jacobin rebels. Liberal rebels, aren't they? Why are they rising? They're in power. That's right, isn't it? Jacobins. Liberal Jacobin rebels strive for inclusion of broader stratas of population, the government and the nation. In absolute monarchy, they will rise to impose constitutional monarchy while they, in all other cases, seek to establish a democracy. Ah. So you're liberal in the modern sense as opposed to the classic sense. Well, at least the capitalists are building a whole boatload of factories now. Well, that was another support increase. Excellent. Alright, so we can get the advanced metallurgy, which I don't think we really need. We can get the practical steam engine. Factory output plus 50%. Oh no, sorry, that's farming output. No, we're going to go for the military tax. More defense. Deep defense. Let's get machine guns. It's time. Alright, we are making tons of cash now. Let's make sure these loans get repaid. Basically what the aristocrats are responsible for here, though, at the moment. So you're having to repay my loans. And then I'll drop taxes again. But I think I'm probably going to keep you all at roughly the same taxation now. Although I still want the capitalists to have money. It's annoying you can't separate out the capitalists from the aristocrats. I want the aristocrats to continue paying, but I don't really want the capitalists to. And that should be debt-free. It is. Good. Let's reduce you all to 40% if we can. That'll do. Lovely. %51% of you getting everyday needs. Okay, cool. Lockout. All poor strata become more socialist, or rich become more conscious and militant. Become more socialist, that's fine. You're not voters. Oh, we've beaten India again. Mordgard is going to be very strong in Hearts of Iron. It's going to be interesting to see how Scandinavia does, because Scandinavia has managed to take the whole of northern Russia here. Although Scandinavia is currently losing a war against Italy and Lithuania. Losing a war quite badly too, apparently. Considering basically everything is occupied. Yikes. Scandinavia. You've just been such an unstable nation since you've appeared. kind of unfortunate. Alright, so less of the middle class seem to be dying now, which is good. The other thing I can double check is how many clerks we have. More assimilation, yes please. 7%, 0% somehow. 7, 4, 9. You can probably stop. You can definitely stop. And we have machine guns. You can have more clerks for a short time. You can definitely have clerks. That'll make the factories more efficient and therefore produce more stuff, which then means that I can charge more in terms of taxes. Which is also why I think I'm earning a whole bunch more cash. So let's reduce. Already on 40%. Let's reduce tariffs down to 20 because that benefits everyone, especially the industrialists. Education is growing again, so 65 is clearly too much. It's fine though. 1.3% of the population are bureaucrats. I mean, we could actually increase our administration spending, although that's getting a little bit expensive. Oh, the other thing I can do is raise more troops. Did say I would get some more hussars. I'll get that many engineers and then artillery. Okay, good. Then after this I'll probably just get artillery. Don't have any loans or anything, do we? Nope. Alright, good. Good, good, good. I'm going to assume that we built all the railways. Yeah, where we can. Where it's not hilly. And factory construction, they are building a lot of factories. So clearly the capitalists are starting to get wealthier and wealthier. Unemployment is still an issue though. It's still very high, but thankfully we do have good unemployment subsidies, which we are paying out on a day-to-day basis. And Dali wants an alliance again. Comet sighted! Keep looking at the sky. They're actually positive in this. Huzzah! Alliance offer from Kasala. Ooh, we have gas attack. Excellent. We don't have gas defense yet, but we do have the attack. Right, Kasala. Kasala. Where are you? I thought you were one of the Indonesian nations. Either way, no, you're over here. Ah, you're fully occupied by rebels right now. Yeah, no. Just no. Infamy's down to 5. Preacher man. Clergyman and Gangzhou population reduced, or they become more conscious. I'll take the consciousness, thank you. And you would seem to be a rather large stack. Let's group you and then split you. I'm rather happier with the size of my military now than I have been for a while. I mean, honestly, my tariffs could come down even further. All pops in the Nytungvik and Zhejiang potential people that support liberal gain 3 militancy or conservative gain. I'll let the conservatives gain. Mordgard's fighting someone again. Against Shu. Oh, because Meow's trying to retake it. Fair enough. Fair enough. And someone was saying that I should go after Taiwan. Well, the problem with Taiwan is their Qi. And Qi is massive. Qi is probably too strong to beat in Victoria, but I'm pretty confident about my chances in Hearts of Iron. So I think a lot of the stuff that I'm doing now is kind of preparation for Hearts of Iron. Which is one of the reasons I really want to take Wu out, so that I don't have this potentially hostile state behind my back line. No, behind my front line. Right, infamy is still going down. Some more prestige. 10% more socialist or 20% more reactionary. I'll take the socialist. Right, because we're going to be raising our military soon, I'm going to increase both of your taxes. I'm not going to increase the riches, though. Where am I? Screw him, I am. Okay, good. So this should give me a nice kitty for when I do go to war. Unit's just been upgraded. Good stuff. So, if we started to justify, 22. Taking a bit of a gamble that we don't get detected while this is still at 2. I think that's still a little bit too high. Let's get the deep... No, let's get steel breech loaded artillery for a bit more bang for our buck. What's Chi's military rating? 218.7. They're still quite a lot stronger than we are. I would love the opportunity to go after them, though. Unfortunately, they're allied with the Byzantines, Scandinavia, Mordgard, and India. And they've really done a really good job on the diplomatic game. They've also not expanded at all, I don't think. I wonder if they've been in single war. I'm not sure they would have. Okay, we're making too much money again. Let's reduce you all to 40. Minus 50% tariff. Means you're getting the foreign imported goods super duper cheap. Which hopefully is the raw materials for my factories. I am probably undercutting my own factories here. But it does seem to be doing some good. Industrial levels are continuing to increase. Factories are continuing to increase. Because I don't think I produce too many of these raw materials myself is part of the problem. In fact, I'm fairly sure I don't. 10% more liberal or gain consciousness and militancy. I'm going to become more liberal. Thank you. Oh man, we have so many people unemployed. It's crazy. Steel breech loaded artillery. Complete. Excellent. Let's get indirect artillery fire. Can't believe we've not done a single naval technology. We're going to be lagging so far behind. Actually, it doesn't really matter because, well, it would mean that we'd start off with the 1922 ships instead of 1936. If any at all. In fact, we may even need to research the early ones. But I can't see us needing a massive navy. Alright, so all the factories that remain open, basically all of them are being expanded. Meteor strikes Tungska. Tungsta explosion of 1908, which produced a devastating fireball in Siberia that destroyed forests and caused worldwide tremors, was the result of an asteroid and a meteor, scientists believe. No, I think it was an orbital bombardment from Stellaris, personally. I mean, obviously it was that. How's the rest doing? Scandinavia is still looking kind of poorly. Although that's mostly, I think, yeah, it's rebels again. Jacobins. What faction are you? Are you still communist? Liberals, massive increase. Everyone else got a big decrease. Leaflets campaign. 10% more reactionary or liberals? We'll take the liberals. Oh, we can get another thing. Right, so the voters are very liberal, they're not very socialist. The people, however, are more socialist. So at this point, we're going with a weighted universal. And then next will be universal, which I think will switch us to a democracy. Which is fine. Just means I won't have the same level of direct control over my government as I've had previously. Study circle. Gain prestige. All conservatives lose militancy. Oh, gain militancy even. Yeah, I'm fine with that. A relatively small proportion of my government, of my people, can become more. Become 20% more in favour of good subsidies or become more militant. Oh yeah, absolutely on consciousness. I don't want more militancy. Hell no. Speaking of which, let's have a look at the levels of clerks. So Suzhou, I think you have enough. You've still not got any. You're still growing, you're still growing. You could do with some more now. You have more than enough. Oh, you'd already stopped. You have enough. You need more. You need a couple more. Alright, good stuff. Because I don't need labour. The one thing I definitely don't need right now is labour. I need more direct investment in ways of subsidies and things in my industry. So I am tempted to just flip us to a socialist government. Let's do it. Alright, assuming direct control. Subsidize all factories, open all factories. Let's get rid of these priorities. And then once they've had a bit of time to get some workers and things, we'll have another look through and we'll start closing them. Like, permanently. But the main thing here is to get people back into work. Let's get a steam engine. Because we have massive industrial potential, we just haven't really been reaching it. For whatever reason. Right, industrial subsidies are low. I'm surprised by how low. And there is still a major problem with unemployment. So you are not making money. You are. You can lose priority, 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 priority. I thought I'd gone through and done that already. Apparently not. Right, explosives are simply not making cash. Cloth isn't? Really? No, cloth is always making money. That's going to be even more unemployment. So we need to continue expanding our factories. Making clothing. I'm pretty sure that clothing should make money. Oh, we're finally getting some fuel factories. Good. Furniture, cloth. Canned goods. More fuel. Steel. Iffy. I'm not really expecting to see much steel because I don't think we produce any iron and stuff of our own. Champa wants an alliance and I have just gone and spent all of our money. Right. Taxes. It's a socialist government, therefore taxes increase. Ammunition is not making money. Right. What's making the most cash right now? Cloth is making a lot. Liquor's making a fair amount. Fuel's making a lot. You know what? Let's start. Another fuel factory here. Do we have any machine parts? I want to see how machine parts are doing. We have no machine parts factories, really? Right. Industrial goods. Steel. Low price. Cement. Very low price. Machine parts. Deflated. Glass. Deflated. Fuel is high. Fertilizer low. Lumber is relatively decent. Whoops. Fabrics high. Electric gears are very high. Steamer convoys are low. Clipper convoys are pretty high. Explosives are low. Paper's low. Wine is dirt low. Telephones will be high but going lower. Automobiles is high. Liquor's not bad. Clothing. Ooh, clothing's actually kind of deflated. Expensive or luxury clothing's high though, and I think we do produce our own silk. Yeah, any military goods except for tanks and aeroplanes isn't great. So fuel we want. I'm just going to stop the arms right there because that's not going to make me any money. Fabric factories can make cash. Fancy furniture can make cash. I want fancy clothing. Luxury clothes. Build. Like, once all the factories have had a little bit of time to stay open, then we can change things. Upper house rearranged. Socialists, big surge in socialism. Big decrease in conservatives. Basically everything has increased except for the liberals. And another election. Steam turbine. Unemployment still pretty high, but it will take a little while for this to self-correct. None of us like pacifism, so no. I mean, part of the problem is going to be acquiring raw materials, because we don't have the highest position. So we do need to be somewhat aware of that. Residency. Everyone wants full citizenship, so no, I don't want more residency. Yeah, that cloth is making me a small fortune, so cloth is definitely a good investment at the moment. We don't want to overinvest though. You have a lot of spare capacity. You don't. You have a fair amount for citizenship. We'll expand both of those and then we should be done. That furniture's not doing great. I might close that furniture shop and then let them all go into this one. Go on. Really? More gun factories? I mean, the capitalists are going to be sitting here improving this stuff as I am. The only thing is they can't close them. Instead, subsidies will be keeping everything open. Right. I think it's going to be back to the army things. Let's get that. The Liberals are in power again. 37% of the vote. Socialists are catching, though. The Radicals are 9%. Communists, yeah. Maybe in the next election they'll be able to win. We are making a silly amount of money right now. Why is that? Because we're not subsidizing anything. Except for the tariffs. In that case, let's drop taxes. And honestly, we can just continue to drop taxes. which means that our people have more spending money. And also, we have a massive surplus. So that's fine. Okay, good. Right. Infamy has dropped low enough. Let's start justification. We were detected immediately. This is why I didn't want to do it immediately. I want to do it while things were still a bit threatening. Make sure they're completely surrounded and we'll just smash them. Attack and smash. Right, how are the clerks looking? You're starting to get some. You're just short. I'll leave it for now. Socialists have increased, liberals have decreased. That's actually what I want to see. Yeah, we're all fine. Okay, good. Defense research will have to go for a while. Casus Belli. Production slowed, and there is the deep defense. Elastic defense systems. Let's get infiltration. Which would mean the armies are costing more, which again isn't a bad thing because it means that there is more demand for military goods, but considering the price is so low anyway, they're not going to be the best thing to buy. Wow, that is a lot of factories under construction. We still have a lot of people unemployed though. Oh yeah, people getting much richer now. Okay, and with that I'm going to say thank you very much for watching. If you are enjoying this series, then please do hit that like button. If you haven't done so already, then do consider subscribing. And if you have any tips or advice for me, let me know in the comments. If you want to support the channel in other ways, check out the Patreon. That is the best way to support what I do here. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you next time. Goodbye.